Very good afternoon. Very good afternoon, my dear children. This is L. K. Tripathi, SST teacher from LPM Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. My dear students, in this video we are going to discuss about the Rowlatt Act. Previously we have seen Gandhiji's movement, that was civil disobedience movement and non-cooperation. These two movements got too much support from the Indians and it became very popular in this part of the country. Gandhiji was very much excited getting support from the people. As a result, British government showed its discontentment of Gandhiji and decided to bring a different types of law for the Indians. It means that without showing any cause, the trial can be made against the people of India. And it was a very cruel act for the Indians. It was unacceptable by the people as well as by Gandhiji. Emboldened with this success, Gandhiji in 1919 decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act. This act had been hurriedly passed through the Imperial Legislative Council despite the united opposition of the Indian members. It gave the government enormous power to repress political activities and allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. This was very illegal act which was specially made for the Indians without showing the crime of any person. The trial could be made. The aim of this act was to suppress the political activities against the British rule, and through this trial any person could be punished for 2 years or she had to go for detention. उसको जो है नज़रबंदी में जाना होता था या उसको जेल हो जाती थी. Mahatma Gandhi wanted non-violent civil disobedience against such unjust laws, which would start with a hartal on 6th April. Rallies were organized in various cities. Workers went on strike in railway workshops and shops closed down. Alarmed by the popular upsurge and scared that lines of communication such as the railways and telegraphs would be disrupted, the British administration decided to clamp down on nationalists. Local leaders were picked up from Amritsar and Mahatma Gandhi was barred from entering Delhi. On 10th April, the police in Amritsar fired upon a peaceful procession, provoking widespread attacks on banks, post offices, and railway stations. Martial law was imposed and General Dyer took command. This was a very grief moment in history of India. A number of hundreds of people were assassinated and enormous people were injured also. We can say a peaceful agitation was launched in this Bagh, that is Jallianwala Bagh, and people including Men, women, old, young, children had gathered here, to show their dissatisfaction against the British government. On that day, large crowd gathered in the enclosed ground of Jallianwala Bagh. Some came to protest against the government's new repressive measures. Others had come to attend the annual Baisakhi fair. Being from outside the city, many villagers were unaware of the martial law that had been imposed. Dyer entered the area, blocked the exit points, and opened fire on the crowd, killing hundreds. His object, as he declared later, was to produce a moral effect, to create in the minds of satyagrahis a feeling of terror and awe. As the news of Jallianwala Bagh spread, crowds took to the streets in many North Indian towns. There were strikes, clashes with the police, and attacks on government buildings. The government responded with brutal repression, seeking to humiliate and terrorize people. Satyagrahis were forced to rub their noses on the ground, crawl on the streets, and do salam to all sahibs. People were flogged and villages were bombed. Means how threatening condition was there created by General Dyer. People were running to save their life. They persuaded, they joined their hands and before the policemen, but they were blinded, did not listen any plea of the satyagrahis. Their villages were bombed, destroyed their crops, and wherever they got any innocent person, they killed them. Seeing violence spread, Mahatma Gandhi called off the movement. ऐसे वायलेंस को देख करके महात्मा गांधी ने अपने मूवमेंट को कॉल ऑफ कर लिया. While the Rowlatt Satyagraha had been a widespread movement, it was still limited mostly to cities and towns. Mahatma Gandhi now felt the need to launch a more broad-based movement in India. But he was certain that no such movement could be organized without bringing the Hindus and Muslims closer together. Seeing such brutal treatment of the British rule, Gandhiji became more rigid and more determined to launch satyagraha in entire part of the country. But for that, he had to he had to gather all the main community of India together with, including Hindus and Muslims. One way of doing this, he felt, was to take up the Khilafat issue. The First World War had ended with the defeat of Ottoman Turkey, and there were rumors that a harsh peace treaty was going to be imposed on the Ottoman Emperor, the spiritual head of the Islamic world, that is known Khalifa, to defend the Khalifa's temporal powers. A Khilafat committee was formed in Bombay in March 1998. In between, a turning point came in the history of India. After end the First World War, Turkey was captured by Ottoman dynasty and the Khalifa of Turkey was removed from the chair As a result, a committee or party you can say was formed in India that is known the Khilafat Party. The aim of this party was to oppose the Ottoman Empire in Turkey and demanded to reinstate the Caliph of Turkey. So they kept this point before Gandhiji. Gandhiji was in quest of good moment, and this was very much favorable for the country. Gandhiji accepted the demand of Khilafat party and showed his favor to oppose Ottoman Empire in Turkey. So this was a good opportunity to bring Hindus and Muslims at the platform. A young generation of Muslim leaders like the brothers Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali began discussing with Mahatma Gandhi about the possibility of a united mass action on the issue. Gandhiji saw this as an opportunity to bring Muslims under the umbrella of a unified national movement. At the Calcutta session of the Congress in September 1920, he convinced other leaders of the need to start a non-cooperation movement in support of Khilafat as well as for Swaraj. Why non-cooperation? In his famous book Hind Swaraj, that was written in 1909, Mahatma Gandhi declared the British rule was established in India with the cooperation of Indians and had survived only because of this cooperation. If Indians refused to cooperate, British rule in India would collapse within a year and Swaraj would come. How could non-cooperation become a movement? Gandhiji proposed that the movement should unfold in stages. It should begin with the surrender of titles that the government awarded and boycott of civil services, army, police, courts and legislative councils, schools and foreign goods. Then, in case the government used repression, a full civil disobedience campaign would be launched. Through the summer of 1920, Mahatma Gandhi and Shaukat Ali toured extensively, mobilizing popular support for the movement. Many within the Congress were, however, concerned about the proposals. They were reluctant to boycott the council elections scheduled for November 1920, and they feared that the movement might lead to popular violence. In the months between September and December, there was an intense tussle within the Congress. For a while, there seemed no meeting point between the supporters and the opponents of the movement. Finally, at the Congress session at Nagpur in December 1920, a compromise was worked out and the non cooperation program was adopted. How did the movement unfold? Who participated in it? How did different social groups conceive of the idea of non cooperation? All these facts we will see in this chapter. Now, that is second topic, differing stands विद इन द मूवमेंट्स। भिन्न भिन्न प्रकार के मूवमेंट्स को छोटे छोटे पार्ट में हम देखते हैं। द नॉन कोऑपरेशन खिलाफत मूवमेंट began in January 1921. Various social groups participated in this movement, each with its own specific aspiration. All of them responded to the call of Swaraj, but the term meant different things to different people. Next, the movement in the towns. The movement started with middle class participation in the cities. Thousands of students left government controlled schools and colleges. Headmasters and teachers resigned, and lawyers gave up their legal practices. The council elections were boycotted in most provinces except Madras, where the Justice Party, the party of the non-Brahmins, felt that entering the council was one way of gaining some power, something that usually only Brahmins had access to. The effects of non-cooperation on the economic front were more dramatic. Foreign goods were boycotted, liquor shops picketed, and foreign clothes burned in huge bonfires. The import of foreign cloth halved between 1921 and 1922, its value dropping from rupees 102 crore to rupees 57 crore. In many places, merchants and traders refused to trade in foreign goods or finance foreign trade. As the boycott movement spread and people began discarding imported clothes and wearing only Indian ones, production of Indian textile mills and handlooms went up. In true sense, we can say all the movements which was started by Gandhiji in the entire part of the country got very enormous support from the people of India. In between, what the Khilafat movement was started by the two brothers, they worked in many parts of the country together with Gandhiji and asked the people to oppose the British policy in the country, and also they requested the people to come under one umbrella to protest against British, and this was a very successful movement by Gandhiji. Not only this, Gandhiji also called the nation to avoid to boycott the foreign goods and foreign products. As a result, people started boycotting any foreign goods including clothes and other type of essential things. They started to have Swadeshi made goods. As a result, British economy started to decline. But this movement in the city gradually slowed down for a variety of reasons. It could not get too much support from the cities. As a result, slowly, it got down. Next discussion will be taking place in the next video. We shall come back very soon to know much more details related to this chapter. Thank you very much.